Hello and welcome to RedWave Radio episode 2. We're here today with a special E3 episode where we're going to be talking about the 5 major press conferences in a certain amount of detail. We're going to be talking about all of the games that we found the most interesting. So E3 is an event held in Los Angeles. It's basically for all of the big gaming companies to get together and show off what they're working on. So Microsoft/Xbox, Sony, EA, Nintendo, and Ubisoft are the ones that we're going to be talking about because they're the ones that did the big conferences. So first of all, we're going to talk about the Xbox/Microsoft one. The first game that they showed was the new Call of Duty game, Advanced Warfare.
Yes! I'm so happy that they announced that.
Yeah, nobody saw that coming.
No.
So basically from the trailer, this thing just basically looked like Titanfall, only the single-player Titanfall.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know.
What did I say? Like during E3, it was like Titanfall mixed with Fire Warrior mixed with what else did I say?
I don't know. Alex said it ripped off a bit of Halo Reach, which it kind of does. But yeah, basically it just looks like the single-player expansion for Titanfall, from what I can tell. And
yeah.
Other than that it doesn't really. I don't know. It just looks the same as every other shooter nowadays.
Yeah.
Like they all seem to have done the future thing all of a sudden.
Yeah, they have.
Like Battlefield 4 was set in the not too distant future, wasn't it? It was set in 2020.
Yeah, something like that.
Just a bit strange. So the second game that they showed off was Forza Horizon 2.
You what?
What
did you call it?
Forza.
Forza. Look, I said this at E3. There is no T in Forza.
I'm not saying that there is. I'm not saying Forza.
But it sounds like you're saying Forza.
No.
And everybody there said Forza.
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 No, not Forza. Forza.
Forza.
Yeah.
That sounds like there's a T.
Well, anyway, I don't actually remember anything about this game. I don't remember it being shown.
There was, like, cars and Nuremberg.
That's probably why I don't remember it.
Yeah.
But basically it just looks like every other driving game ever made, so that's probably why I don't remember it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Another game that they showed off was Evolve. This is a first-person shooter Woo game made by the people that made Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, I assume.
Yeah, I think so.
So basically you know what to expect from this. It's an online game where a team plays as humans and a team plays as monsters, and you need to kill each other.
Yeah.
You know, standard stuff with the classes and like assault and snipers and stuff. Basically, we've seen it all before with that. And then the next big game that they announced was Assassin's Creed Unity, which was shown at the Xbox press conference. And to be honest, I'm a bit sick of Assassin's Creed. They've made too many. They've made something like, 7 or 6 in the main franchise now. Probably like something like 12 overall.
Yeah.
It's going too far, really. Every game looks the same. They all play the same, from what I've played of them anyway.
Yeah.
But one thing that does look pretty cool about Unity that looks different to the other ones is that they've actually got some kind of stealth mechanic in it now.
Yeah.
Like you can crouch and hide around corners and stuff.
They should have introduced that in the beginning.
Yeah, that should have been in Assassin's Creed 1. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
After
that though.
Oh wait, there's also the co-op bit in Unity, the 4-player co-op. That looks really good.
The one thing it has sort of got going for it, and the one thing I do kind of like about Assassin's Creed is usually the stories. Like, I know it's just, I really like.
I don't like the story past Assassin's Creed 1. I like Assassin's Creed 1's story.
Yeah.
But at the end of Assassin's Creed 1, Desmond dies. Like it's heavily implied that he dies.
Yeah, it is.
And that should have been the end of it.
Yeah. I still like it though.
In Assassin's Creed 2, it introduced the God thing, and I really didn't like that. That just made it seem like what you was doing was pointless.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like it at all.
After Assassin's Creed was Dance Central Now. The best.
There's a reason that I didn't write that on this list.
The best game at E3. The best. You can't even get it in a physical copy.
I've never tried any of these dance games. I think the closest I've ever come is Wii Fit, and I really like Wii Fit. That's a really good game, so I don't know, I might like these dance games if I actually give it a go, but I don't know. I have a feeling it would just make me look like an idiot.
Probably, they usually do, don't they?
It's not really the sort of thing that appeals to me.
No. But now, it was Dragon Age Inquisition, yes.
Yeah, so that's your kind of thing, so do you want to talk through what you saw there?
Yeah, well I've played, Dragon Age 1, and in between Dragon Age 1 and 2, what they sort of had well, Dragon Age 1 had a far superior combat system. And in 2, in fact, I watched a video this morning, and they made a good like point. They just said like it's now just become Gears of War, but in like the past, or in like another universe.
I didn't really get that from the trailer. I kind of got like a Monster Hunter vibe from it, you know, where he was killing the big dragon. Like the combat system seemed to look very much like Monster Hunter.
But yeah, no, I'll definitely try it. It looks nice.
It's not really my sort of thing. I don't even think I'm going to have any interest in that whatsoever.
No, I don't think you would do.
But yeah, the next game is Sunset Overdrive, which is Sunset Overdrive is developed by Insomniac, who famously made Spyro the Dragon, the original ones, the good ones. They made Ratchet and Clank, and then they went on to make Resistance, and that's where they went downhill.
Oh yeah, they did make Resistance, didn't they?
Yeah, Resistance is where they started the shooter thing, and it was... Well, actually, no, they started the shooter thing in Jak 2, but it was still balanced with platforming elements, and it still was good. Like, it's quite revolutionary at the time. But yeah, Sunset Overdrive is a third-person shooter, which is basically mixed with this, like, free-running thing where you're supposed to just look as stylish as you possibly can while you're killing all of the monsters. Yeah. But it's just like, I don't know, it doesn't seem very inspired at all. From the people that made Ratchet and Clank, I would expect something a little bit more than that.
It's kind of like they wanted to make, like, Dead Rising, but, you know, just kind of, like, not as silly or whatever.
So the next game that they talked about is one of the big exclusives that Xbox has, and that's Fable. Now, I was really disappointed by this one, Fable Legends, because it doesn't look like a Fable game.
No, it looks like an Xbox arcade game.
Yeah.
Like, more than anything.
It just seems like they've thrown it out. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It just seems like they've thrown it out. Yeah. Like, and put no thought into it whatsoever. Like, I wanted Fable 4, really, if anything.
Yeah.
Even though I was really disappointed by Fable 3, but Fable 1 and 2 are really good. I like them. But yeah, Fable Legends, it's basically just this sort of, from what I can tell, like a wave defense thing, but instead of you just facing off against this unknown entity that's sending monsters at you, the unknown entity can be a player. So there's this strategy element to it where the villain can go to this like aerial view of the map and send monsters and traps out to the 4 players that are against the monsters and traps. So the next game is probably one of the better games that was shown. Well, actually, kind of. But the next game is the Halo 5 and the Halo Master Chief Collection. So Halo 5, I'm not really too bothered about because I think Halo went very much downhill after Halo 3. But the Halo Master Chief Collection, I would buy that. If I had a console that I could actually use that with, I would buy that on release. But it's only on Xbox One, so I'm probably not going to be getting it. It's annoying because I wish it was on PC, and there's no reason why they couldn't put it on PC.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. And I remember at E3 they said like, oh, it's always been an exclusive game to Xbox. And I was like, hang on a minute, no, 1 and 2 are on PC.
Yeah.
And technically that other one's on PC, isn't it?
Yeah, that Spartan Assault one.
Yeah.
But
that's the rubbish. RTS ever on PC?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, wasn't it?
No.
Strange.
Yeah. But yeah, basically the Halo Master Chief Collection is Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3 and Halo 4 remastered in HD and with all the fancy stuff, but on Xbox One. So it comes with the multiplayer for all 4 of those games in one package. So they're saying that there's over 100 maps.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
So it's got all of the DLC from all of those games on one disc.
Yep. And
for one system. I think that's really, really cool.
That is pretty good.
Halo 5, they didn't really show much off of that, did they? It was just a teaser trailer.
Yeah, it was a teaser trailer which kind of went into the Master Chief Collection, didn't it?
Yeah, so there wasn't really any new information about Halo 5.
Well, they showed off that new character, or at least that's what they said, it's a new character.
Yeah.
And that was about it, really.
So yeah, nothing really to go on for Halo 5. It might be good, might not be. I mean, Halo 4 was okay. The online was good for Halo 4. I just didn't reckon much to the campaign. Another game that was mentioned at the Xbox press conference was a game called Inside, which is an indie game. It's made by a company called Playdead that are famous for having made the platformer Limbo.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that to come out. That looks really, really good.
Didn't see much of that, though, did we? That was because it was along with quite a few other indie things at Xbox. What is it? Xbox at ID. I think that's what it's called, their program.
Like yeah. But yeah, I can't wait to pick that up. I'm a massive fan of cinematic platformers, and Limbo is probably the best one to come out in recent years. Yeah. Probably the best one of the last generation. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that we found interesting about the Xbox press conference. So now let's move on to one of the other bigger ones, the Sony press conference. So Destiny was shown at Sony's press conference. Destiny is basically just Halo, but on every console.
And it sounds like it's from what Alex was telling me, it sounds more like a full-blown RPG than like just a shooter.
From what I've seen of it, it just looks like Halo.
Yeah.
Like it's literally just a shooter from what I can see. So there's Little Big Planet 3, which is another one of the big Sony exclusives.
Yeah.
I liked Little Big Planet 1, but I didn't like Little Big Planet 2 because I thought it became overcomplicated. Like the level designer thing, you could basically make any sort of game within Little Big Planet, and I didn't like that. I like the simplicity of Little Big Planet 1, where every level had to be a platformer.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. Little Big Planet is a platformer. But Little Big Planet 3 has made it a little bit more complicated because there's 3 new characters besides Sackboy, all with their own individual skills. There's like a dog-shaped one, a bird-shaped one that can fly, and a bigger one that is heavier, I think.
Like a bear or something.
So the next game is Far Cry 4, which isn't a Sony exclusive, but it was shown at the Sony press conference.
Yeah, it was indeed.
I don't know, Far Cry 4, it's another one of those things. I don't tend to like open world games because they're too open and there's not enough to do in there. Like Fallout 3 is one of the only open world games that I actually truly like because it's full of stuff. Like you can go into literally any building and there'll be something there. There'll be like a side quest or just like an interesting piece of lore about the universe. Yeah, Far Cry 4 doesn't really appeal to me, but we'll see how that goes.
They're kind of just like rehashing for what happened in Far Cry 3. Like they'll just like after like that overly psychotic villain and stuff like that, you know, like Vash in Far Cry 3, like he's quite a surreal character and he is a psycho. Yeah. And they are literally just like redoing it, just a different place. Yeah. So it might just be Far Cry 3 rehashed, basically.
So yeah, the next game Sony showed off was The Order, which we haven't really seen much of so far. And the 2 trailers that we have seen seem to have really clashed with each other.
Yeah.
Like one seemed to make it look like a typical action game.
Yeah.
And the other, which was shown this E3, made it out to be a survival horror.
Yeah. I think it's always... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's always meant to be a horror.
Yeah.
But like,
I didn't get that from the first trailer.
No, I didn't at all.
Yeah.
Like the year before, it was like, it's just like, yeah. But yeah, this one, I was saying, I can't remember who I was saying it to. Like, yes, fair enough. I got a bit disappointed when I saw a gun and stuff like that. But I noticed throughout the trailer, like the gun did nothing. Could be like if you just like put a gun into Amnesia and it didn't do anything. You know what I mean? It wouldn't help you.
No.
It just gives you.
Although
that
the thing
false
with
sense.
that, yeah, but the false sense of security is like can make all the difference. If in Amnesia you did have a gun, like even if it didn't do anything, you would feel safer just by having a gun.
Yeah.
I think the fact that you're completely disarmed in Amnesia is the thing that makes it quite scary.
Oh yeah, yeah.
As well as the fact that it is well designed as a horror game.
Yeah.
So the next game is The Last of Us Remaster. So The Last of Us for PS3 is being remastered and upgraded for the PS4.
It is indeed.
In obviously higher quality, and it comes with all of the DLC as well.
It's not something that's ever really interested me, to be honest.
What, The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I am a little bit interested because I want to know if it lives up to the hype. Another game that was at the Sony press conference is Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
Which looks amazing. That's probably one of my highlights of E3. I really, really liked Ground Zeroes. It was short, but what there was there was pretty much perfect. There's only a few like niggly issues that I have a problem with about it. This style's a lot darker.
Like 4 is dark. Like,
not as dark as Ground Zeroes though.
You don't think?
And the Phantom, no, I don't think it's anywhere near that bad. Like 4 was still like quite goofy. Like
yeah, well, I think this is going to be quite goofy because I watched the 30-minute gameplay trailer thing that
and
they
the
did.
Cardboard box is in it.
Yeah,
back in it,
and like quite a comedic effect with the Fulton things.
Yeah.
You know, I have a bit of a nitpick with these Fulton things.
Yeah.
Like, how powerful can they be? Like,
well, they actually exist, don't they?
What,
Fulton recovery systems, yeah.
Can they like lift bloody like tanks?
Probably.
Like with one Fulton?
Oh, probably not with one Fulton. I don't know. It's not supposed to be realistic.
No.
He's got an iDroid and it's 1984.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is kind of strange about the Fulton though, which I'm kind of surprised Kojima didn't put this in, because he did, you know, things with like the footprints in the snow and stuff like that, is that you can use Fulton when there's enemies around. Like I would have expected them to not like to notice like a like person or something like that being chucked up in the air.
Yeah, I guess so. At the end, it's still a video game.
Oh yeah,
and it's
yeah.
Metal Gear Solid has always been a video game. Like no matter how realistic it's like kind of been, there's always been like really unrealistic bits.
Oh yeah, yeah. No release date though.
No,
That's a shame. But
I imagine it'll come out next year. It would be cool if it came out exactly a year from when Ground Zeroes came out. I think that's probably what they're aiming to do.
It might be, yeah.
So yeah, the last game that was shown at the Sony press conference is another one of the major exclusives, and that's Uncharted 4. So basically there was a teaser trailer where Nathan Drake, the main character from Uncharted, wakes up, and there's a voiceover saying that he's been out of it for a long time, assuming that means like treasure hunting.
Yeah.
He looks older, and he says that he wants to get back into it.
Yeah.
And obviously something goes wrong because he's unconscious, like in a swamp, and it's called A Thief's End.
Oh yes.
So obviously
isn't
something goes wrong somewhere.
Yeah, and that guy's still in it, isn't he? What's the guy from the... I've only ever played like half of one.
What, Sully?
Sully, yes.
Yeah,
That's
that's who he's talking to in the voiceover, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So, like, I mean, I remember when after it we said it would be interesting if Naughty Dog did kill Nathan Drake.
Yeah, that would be very bold if they did do that.
Yeah, it would be good if they did that. Like, it'd make it even better. I think. Well,
it would make the end of Uncharted 4 like that much more dramatic because you would know that like this is it, the end.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. And if they never touched it again, that would be really, really good because everyone would go, "Oh, do you remember like?" You remember how good Uncharted 4 was and how good it ended and stuff like that. Yeah. Rather than
it'd keep people talking about it for a long time.
Oh yeah, and especially because if they don't, then it's going to be like Uncharted like 8
Probably.
In a couple of years E3s.
Okay, so now we're on to the third biggest one, which is Nintendo. So they actually talked about quite a lot during their conference. Well, it wasn't actually a conference, was it? It was a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
But yeah, it opened up with Super Smash Bros.
Did it? Oh yeah, it did open up with Super Smash Bros.
Because it was the announcement of the Mii characters, which was a really cool announcement. Yeah, so Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and for 3DS, which is a terrible name. I really wish they would have given it a better name than that.
Yeah.
Shortly after E3, they announced Pac-Man as being a playable character. Basically, they went into loads more detail about the gameplay, and they actually showed off loads of the gameplay because they held the Smash Bros. Invitational tournament, which was really, really cool. Everybody was getting really hyped for that. They even got like some celebrities to come on and have a go. Zelda Williams was the only one that I knew, which is Robin Williams' daughter. But yeah, basically, it's a Smash Bros. Game, but new.
We can't talk about Smash Bros. Without talking about Amiibo, can we? Yeah.
So, yeah, Amiibo is basically this thing that Nintendo are doing to copy Skylanders and Disney Infinity. Yeah. Yes. Apart from, instead of having random characters in Skylanders or Disney characters in Disney Infinity, it's Nintendo characters, so it's automatically more appealing to me. But yeah, basically these characters are going to be able to be scanned into the game.
Yes, they are.
And depending on what game you scan them into, they'll do a different thing. So in Smash Bros, they act as a CPU partner, which you can level up within the game, which is quite cool because what that means is that your figure will be different to everybody else's figures because you'll have leveled up different things within the toy. Yeah. So that's cool. So one of them can be like really defensive and another one could be really offensive. I think that's quite a cool idea. I hope they're not expensive though.
I can imagine them being like probably like $20
Yeah, that would be too much for me. If it was £5, I'd probably get some of them.
Well, I've seen like Skylanders sets where they've been like 70 quid. Yeah. So it's like, oh no. Like, why would you?
I hope if they're gonna do this, I hope they're cheap.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Amiibo. It's kind of interesting, but also kind of a scam.
Yeah.
So they went into a lot of detail about the new Yoshi game, Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah, it looks good.
I think it looks amazing graphically.
I think my problem with they went into a lot of detail with a lot of them, but they kind of made a lot of it boring. Yeah, like they made
with Yoshi's Woolly World, they really did go into way too much detail.
They really did.
With the others, it wasn't too bad.
Splatoon
it just dragged.
Was pretty. That dragged a lot.
Yeah, it did.
But we'll get on to Splatoon soon. Yeah.
But yeah, Yoshi's Woolly World, it's basically a new Yoshi game, made by the people that made Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Yeah.
Everything's made of wool, hence Woolly World, and basically Yoshi can interact with this by pulling threads and like stitching stuff together to make platforms. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah. I'd get
It's
it.
aimed at kids, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a platformer, 2D platformer. But yeah, I'll probably end up getting it when it goes down in price.
Yes.
So another massive announcement that they did was that Zelda Wii U is actually being made, because they've not actually properly announced that until this E3.
Yeah.
And they showed off what I didn't think was gameplay. I thought it was a pre-animated sequence, but
Yeah,
apparently after that they said that it is gameplay. So basically the thing that's different about this Zelda game is that it's open world.
Yeah.
They said they showed off this like landscape and said basically at a certain point in the game it's all going to open up and you'll be able to go anywhere you want. Like you can even go to the mountains in the background.
Yeah.
Which a Zelda game's never done
No.
before. It's never been truly open. There's always been like a set path that you need to do, and you need to do things in order. But with this new one, there is no order to things, which I think is really cool. I can't wait to play that. It's basically Skyrim, but Zelda.
Yeah.
So yeah, I assume there's going to be more detail and more gameplay and more information about that coming up in Nintendo Directs in
Yeah.
the future.
Shall we stay with Hyrule for this then?
Yeah, okay. So another Zelda game that they're working on, along with the people that make Dynasty Warriors, is Hyrule Warriors,
Yeah,
which is
it
basically a mashup of Dynasty Warriors and Zelda.
Yeah, they did one a few years ago with Gundam Wing, actually,
Mm.
called I think it was Gundam Warriors or something.
Yeah. So Hyrule Warriors, basically a hack and slash game in the Zelda universe. You can play as people other than Link for one of the first times. You can
Yeah.
play as Zelda, Midna, and a few other characters as well. So yeah, that's quite cool. That's the first time you've really ever been able to play as another character besides Link in the universe. I'm probably going to get it, which is strange for me because I don't really like hack and slash games, but I've
No.
never played Dynasty Warriors properly, so I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
And I assume a lot of people are going to be put into that situation as well. Like a lot of Zelda fans buying it just because it's Zelda
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
haven't played Dynasty Warriors. So I don't know how that'll turn out. The next huge games for the 3DS is Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which are Ruby and Sapphire remakes for the 3DS. Ruby and Sapphire was originally on the Game Boy Advance, so it's a huge step up. They're keeping the 3D look that they used in Pokemon X and Y, which I personally liked that.
Yeah, it's quite nice. From what I saw, anyway.
They're also keeping the Mega Evolutions from Pokemon X and Y.
Yeah, they
which
are.
I like Mega Evolutions, but I wish instead of having to just do it at the beginning of every battle, I wish it just evolved again.
Yeah.
Like, I wish Blastoise just had a fourth evolution.
Maybe they'll do that for this one or something like
No,
that.
it doesn't look like they are.
Oh,
It
does it
looks like
not?
it works exactly the same as X and Y.
Right.
But they've not really shown much of the Ruby and Sapphire remakes.
Yeah.
But so far, it basically just looks like Ruby and Sapphire in 3D, which is fine with me.
Yeah. E3 on a whole.
Pretty terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't very good this year at all.
No.
Quite very, very disappointing, but that could have been the hype that we had behind us for
Yeah.
Fallout 4.
I
Where
think-
is it, Bethesda? Where is it? What's wrong with
I
you?
wanted more from Zelda, because
Mm.
Zelda's one of the games that I was anticipating the most. I wanted to see more gameplay, definitely.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Fallout 4. I'm also a bit disappointed with the Phantom Pain, because
Mm.
all they actually showed at the conference was a trailer, but the trailer didn't really say anything that hadn't already been said.
No.
So, I don't know. I just expected a little bit more.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so we'll see you all next time on the next RedWave Radio.
See you later.
Bye.